Have you ever thought about how self-pleasure changes as we get older? The truth is that masturbation can take on a whole new meanings in our golden years, offering comfort, connection, and healing. But what happens when it goes from a healthy habit to something more complicated? In this video, we'll talk about the actual reality of masturbation in old age, from its empowering benefits to the emotional challenges that many people face. Stay with us until the end to learn how finding balance can have a profound effect on your health, both physically and emotionally. Click the bell to get all of our newest material. I want to know what you think about today's topic. If you like it, please leave a 1-star comment below. If you don't like it, please leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial to me as it guides me in creating more engaging videos that align with your interests. Allow us to begin. Let's delve into the intricate and frequently misinterpreted topic of pleasure in old age. We'll bust some myths and face the harsh truth about how this personal practice can change the lives of those who do it, both through its freeing joys and its more complicated emotional undertones. We aim this conversation to resonate deeply with adults, particularly those experiencing the profound transformations that accompany aging. Masturbation is more than just a physical act. It's an exploration of one's deepest desires and a place of self-connection that can soothe the mind, body, and soul. No matter what age, everyone has the ability to feel positive physically while letting go of emotional tension. However, as we age, this practice becomes increasingly complex due to the natural changes that occur in our bodies, which were once intense. During the golden years, hormone changes affect how sensitive the body is and how the rhythms of desire change. However, pleasure does not fade. It just gets more complex, personal, and deep for those in their golden years. Masturbation can become a close way for older people to reconnect deeply with their bodies as testosterone and estrogen levels drop. While sexual desire may not be as strong as it once was, it still persists and yearns for deeper, more private exploration. Self-stimulation becomes an empowering act of rediscovery, free from the often overwhelming expectations or pressures that intimacy and youth can bring. It is a place where one can reconnect with their body's needs and desires, realizing that pleasure is still a real way to live your life no matter what age has huge physical and emotional benefits. Self-pleasure on a regular basis has many health benefits, especially for older adults, according to a medical study. Physically, it maintains blood flow to the genital area, safeguarding vital organs from atrophy, a condition that can occur due to insufficient use. But perhaps even more importantly, the emotional and mental benefits are immeasurable. When you masturbate, your body releases endorphins, which are strong chemicals that make you feel good. They can take away feelings of stress, anxiety, and even sadness. Few activities can lift the spirit as much as this one can. As we get older, it serves as a reminder that we are still alive, able to be joyful, and worthy of great personal satisfaction. Masturbation is a way to honor the body's needs without shame, guilt, or societal judgment. It's based on the idea that the journey of pleasure continues in different but equally beautiful ways until the very end of life. When an older person masturbates, they don't just feel better for a moment. It has a deeper, longer-lasting effect on their overall health, especially when it comes to improving sleep quality. As people get older, restful sleep becomes more important for keeping their physical and mental health, and the relaxation that comes after masturbation can help ease tension, allowing for a more peaceful night's rest. Masturbation has a bigger psychological impact than one might first think. Masturbation serves as a potent tool for fostering self-awareness and self-compassion, assisting older individuals in reclaiming a sense of agency over their bodies that they may have previously lost due to the effects of aging. In a world where getting older often means feeling vulnerable, out of control, and even disconnected from one's own body, masturbation offers a way to regain some of that control. It's a chance to feel in tune with oneself and see one's body as a source of comfort rather than a source of disappointment. This renewed connection boosts self-esteem and helps people become more positive and accepting of their aging bodies, which can be very empowering. However, as with all enjoyable activities, there exists a boundary that, if crossed, can transform this intimate practice from beneficial to potentially harmful. We should not ignore the physical and emotional effects of excessive or compulsive masturbation, especially as a person ages. Overstimulating the genital nerves can make them more sensitive, which might sound beneficial at first, but can lead to pain or a short-term loss of sensitivity over time. This hypersensitivity can lead to a frustrating cycle where individuals require increasing levels of intense stimulation to achieve the same level of pleasure. This, in turn, can lead to a growing sense of dissatisfaction and even anxiety, as a simple act of self-pleasure no longer provides the same level of fulfillment. However, the most important effect of excessive masturbation in old age is not physical, it's emotional. In my experience, many older adults turn to masturbation as a way to escape from more painful emotions like loneliness, anxiety, or depression. Could make family dynamics worse. Masturbation, when it becomes the primary or sole source of comfort, can deepen the emotional void and further isolate the individual. This emotional isolation can be especially dangerous for older adults as it often goes unnoticed. The more someone retreats into the solitary world of self-stimulation, the less likely they are to seek out meaningful, fulfilling connections with others. While masturbation and moderation can be a healthy part of one's sexual expression, when it becomes a substitute for human interaction and emotional fulfillment, it can leave a person feeling more alone than ever, wrapped in a bubble of self-imposed isolation. In the end, like all things, balance is key. Masturbation can be a deeply rewarding and healing practice in old age, offering physical relief, emotional connection, and a sense of empowerment. But when it crosses the line into excess, it can become a shadow of itself, leading to feelings of frustration, isolation, and emotional dependency. To find that balance, you have to be honest, know yourself well, and most importantly, be kind to yourself, of looking for friendship, love, or mental support. As an alternative to slowly pulling away from the world around them, some people may turn to self-stimulation. Dependence on masturbation can make people feel even more emotionally disconnected, which can lead to a strong sense of loneliness. What do medical studies say about masturbation in old age from a clinical point of view? Masturbation is not inherently detrimental for you. In fact, it can be beneficial for your health. In moderation, it's fine, but like any activity, too much of it can have unintended effects that can affect both the body and the mind. Researchers have extensively studied the effects of compulsive masturbation in older individuals, particularly when it becomes their primary method of releasing sexual or emotional stress. Overstimulation can make you physically and mentally tired. This fatigue can make it harder to keep up the energy and motivation you need to do important daily tasks. As we all know, staying active through exercise is especially important for older people. Mobility builds muscle and protects the heart. But too much masturbation can make you lose the motivation to work out, which can lead to a less active lifestyle that can be bad for your health as you get older, like a higher risk of heart disease. Less flexibility and a loss of muscle tone can result from excessive masturbation. The first comment below lets me know that you are still watching this video with me. If you find these lessons helpful, please let me know. Beyond the physical effects, it's crucial to consider the impact of excessive self-stimulation on interactions in this later stage of life. Many older adults live alone and may resort to masturbation as a means of fulfilling their sexual needs. Those who are in relationships face additional complications in cases where a person is in a long-term partnership. Frequent or compulsive masturbation can gradually take the place of shared intimacy. This shift can lead to a growing emotional and physical distance between partners, replacing the deep connection and affection that previously bonded them with an individual act that leaves little room for mutual pleasure. The result can be a relationship that feels disconnected, where one or both partners feel neglected or unsatisfied emotionally and physically. For those in this situation, finding a balance is essential. It is important to ensure that masturbation does not become a replacement for intimacy with a partner, but rather a complement to the shared connection. This can prevent it from becoming a barrier to the loving and intimate contact that keeps relationships strong and healthy on an emotional and psychological level. When people grow up in environments that stigmatize or conceal sexuality, excessive masturbation can trigger a range of negative emotions. Many older adults still hold on to these deeply held beliefs, which can make self-stimulation difficult for these people. Feelings of guilt, shame, or remorse may immediately follow the pleasure they derive from masturbation. This conflict between their desire for pleasure and their strong belief that such actions are morally wrong can be detrimental on their mental health and self-esteem. This ongoing inner struggle can make someone feel even more lonely and alone, because they may feel stuck in a cycle of enjoying things and then judging themselves. Having to fight this battle can be draining on your mental health, causing anxiety, sadness, and a loss of self-worth. It's important to know that these feelings are normal, and especially for people who grew up in more conservative or oppressive settings. However, facing these feelings head-on and working towards self-acceptance can be very freeing in the end. Masturbating in old age is not dangerous if done in moderation, and it can even be beneficial for you in many ways, both physically and emotionally. When you rely too much on self-stimulation, it's important to keep these things in mind. Finding a healthy balance, especially for people who are in relationships, it is important to make sure that masturbation is a positive part of your sexual and emotional health, and not a source of isolation or shame. As we get older, self-awareness and self-compassion become even more important for living a fulfilling, balanced life. In these situations, it's crucial to understand that sexuality remains a beautiful and deeply positive aspect of human existence, and guilt or unnecessary shame should never burden it. Even in old age, connecting with your body through sexual pleasure is normal and a good way to express yourself and release tension. However, if masturbation turns into an emotional escape rather than meaningful human contact, it may indicate a deeper issue that requires attention. In this case, it's important to get help. Getting emotional support in other ways, like therapy, counseling, or meeting with loved ones, can be very helpful. These connections can provide much-needed emotional nourishment that goes beyond the short-lived pleasure of self-stimulation. Many people worry about whether masturbating in old age has any long-term physical risks. This is why it's important to bust the persistent myths that have caused so much unnecessary stress for so many. Contrary to old beliefs, there is no credible medical evidence to suggest that masturbation damages sexual organs permanently or speeds up the aging process. Also, studies have shown over and over that masturbation has nothing to do with serious illnesses like prostate cancer or sexual problems like erectile dysfunction or impotence. Spreading these lies only makes people more afraid, especially older adults who may already feel vulnerable about their changing bodies. In moderation. As long as there are no long-term health risks, moderation remains the best way to maximize the benefits of masturbation without experiencing unpleasant side effects. Overindulging in masturbation can still make you physically and mentally fatigued over time. The frequent release of energy that occurs when you don't get enough rest or food can leave you feeling physically and mentally exhausted. Another possible effect of overindulgence is a long-term drop in libido. Masturbation satisfies your sexual desire, but if you engage in it compulsively, it can diminish your drive, resulting in a gradual buildup of dissatisfaction or frustration. When done mindfully and in balance, masturbation in old age has many positive effects on both the body and the mind. On the body, it supports healthy blood flow and keeps genital tissues flexible, which helps maintain sexual function. It can also be a very helpful way to relieve stress, anxiety, or loneliness. For many, masturbation gives them a chance to reconnect with their body, which boosts their sense of self-worth and vitality. But as with everything else, balance is key. If masturbation starts to take up too much of your time or becomes a crutch that keeps you from focusing on other important things in life, it's time to think about what might be causing this urge. Is it loneliness, anxiety, or a lack of emotional connection? Regardless of the cause, it's crucial to address these issues. By actively seeking healthier ways to meet your mental and physical needs, such as through hobbies, social interactions, or physical activities like yoga or walking, you can regain a more balanced perspective on pleasure and well-being. While masturbation is normal and healthy for older individuals, it's crucial to recognize when it's becoming excessive. When done in moderation, it can be a huge source of physical and emotional happiness, as well as a boost to mental clarity and sexual health. However, it's crucial to recognize when it begins to supplant deeper human connections, or when it begins to adversely impact other aspects of life by maintaining a mindful balance. It's possible for older people to enjoy self-pleasure without losing sight of the bigger emotional and social ties that make life better. Thanks for being a part of this deep and important conversation about wanting to please yourself in old age. Share your thoughts in the comments below on what you've learned so far and what you plan to do with what you've learned today. If you like this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful content like this. Your support helps us continue bringing these important conversations to light.